Hey everybody, Jay, Christa, say I do forever coming at you, and today has been a hot scorching day, and
Yes.
Yeah.
In this video, we're actually going to talk about some of our gardening failures.
We've had gardening failures?
A lot of gardening failures this year. So my sister was over this weekend, and she was saying, oh my gosh, your yard is so beautiful. And she has a beautiful garden as well, but she is 1 year or one season in the property she's at right now. So she's been working on the vegetable garden, but she was like, I said, but you have a beautiful vegetable garden and you're in Louisiana, and she's already had tomatoes and everything, but she doesn't have the flower beds and stuff. But I said, this is your first season back at this house. And it got me thinking, because a lot of people, even on our Facebook pages and stuff, will say, if we put anything up about gardening, is I have a brown thumb, I can't garden. Yeah. Or they say, I can't do it as well as you do it, or whatever. And it really got me thinking, especially this weekend, that every single gardener, if they've been a gardener for any time, has probably killed as many plants as they've kept alive. Yeah. Isn't that true?
Yeah, a lot of channels that we watch, and they've talked about it. Epic Gardening, Epic Homestead, Roots and Refuge, Acre Homestead.
Sometimes you kill some plants.
Yeah, they've all admitted that, you know what? The gardening scene, it's not perfect. Perfection, yep. It's not perfect. You're gonna have some plants that are gonna just go and die.
So
just keep going.
Today we haven't really been in our yard very much because we've been working on your mom's yard. Right. You've also had a new job, and I'm in bridal season, so we haven't had a lot of time. Right. So it's been a while, and a lot of things are going wrong in our backyard and in our front. So we got up this morning. I grabbed the cup of coffee and went straight out to the front yard to try to beat the heat. And really, by 10 o'clock, it was already almost 90. Yeah. But anyways, what this video is us hitting some of those failures, some of those problems. So just follow us along. We didn't film everything we did today, but we fixed some things. Yeah. And all of that. So without further ado, we'll just go to all the clips.
Yeah, we got some trellises up. We got the other trellis that Christa stained up. I'm going to empty the dirt out of the raised bed once again for the second time and move it for the third time. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So you get to see all these fun little things that we did.
Just some dead plants and things that we're correcting.
Yeah, some things that went in the trash.
A lot of things that went in the trash.
And compost.
Yeah, but anyways, thought we'd show you some of our failures, and just know there's a lot more than that than we show. But anyways, watch the video, and then we will join you again at the end. Okay, big problem here. I had 2 of these, I think they're called fuchsias. My dad always called them the ballerinas. Now it's escaping me. But I had another one here that had the purple and pink, and it was not doing well. And I didn't know, maybe if it was the fact that this is in complete shade except for about an hour, that it comes like straight through the opening in the patio. And this one did fine. It is, now that it's hot, starting to wilt in the afternoon. So I thought, I'll just dig it up, and I put it in this pot, and I put it in the shade underneath my patio, and it didn't do any better. So we have killed that guy. So I'm thinking, let me put, of maybe just potting in some sweet potato vine. And I'm either going to pot it in the green, or maybe the one in kind of more of the, I don't know if that you call that brown or purple. Anyways, maybe both. Which one do you guys think? I need to pot that up. Maybe I'll pot one for now and then add the second if I have to remove this little guy. maybe I need to put him in more shade, even though he's pretty much in the shade all day. But sad. I lose about half my plants. You can see, planted 2, lost 1, but that's okay. I keep trying. I went ahead and did the green one because this is a dark corner here for most of the day. And just for a little bit it gets sunshine. And so I thought the dark one might be a little too dark, but I might end up planting it too, especially if our other little fuchsia doesn't do well. Right now it's doing pretty good until the afternoon, so we'll see. Dutchie just came home from the groomers. Well, Jay took him to the self thing. She had to get shaved because it was like 90. It's been in the upper 90s, like 98, and it's just too hot for her. So we're gonna give her a little haircut, but she's gonna look silly for a while. Oh, Dutchie, what do you look like? Tell us about it.
She's a little
Oh,
shaved. She's a little shaved.
love you, Dutchie. Let me see. Do you feel better? You don't look pretty, but you still.
She's like,
Tell me about it.
I just want a biscuit. Hold on.
Did she do good?
Yeah, she
Tell
did.
me about it. Dutchie. Dutchie. Come here, Dutchie. Come here. Tell me about it. Come here.
Also full steam espresso
Yes.
because it's hot out here.
All right. Even though we never like it when what she looks like when she gets shaved, I bet she feels a lot better. We'll put her pool out too, because right now it's probably close to 90 and it's not even noon. It's like
I just looked at the one on the card.
is
It's
it 89 and is it what time is it? 10:30?
10 or 10:30? Yeah.
Wow.
What's that?
Who wants the pool?
Let's get the water. Find the water.
Okay, here is our next problem. This raised bed here, we got 2 of them for Jay's parents so that they wouldn't have to bend over. And I ended up getting myself one because I wanted to put lettuce in it. And you're gonna see, this is the worst disaster here. I planted Swiss chard, and you can see it doesn't have enough sun to survive. I planted spinach and lettuce, romaine. I just had these visions of this just overflowing with lettuce that I could have for dinner. And then here is our cabbage, and I'll show you, I'll cut right now to the video of the one in the garden and what a difference the sunshine makes on those. So this just is not getting enough sun. So I'm gonna dig up these 2 plants and we're gonna move this whole bed. The problem is that between water and dirt in this, it is too heavy to even lift or do. Basically have to wheelbarrow, put all the dirt in the wheelbarrow, and then move it empty and then refill it and replant it. So we'll be doing that today too. But let me go show you our cabbage in the garden. Here are the cabbages that are in the sun. They are doing so good and loving life. And I know they are a cold crop so that you can plant them in colder weather and they don't like the heat as much. So I thought they'd get away with being more in the shade, but that was not the case. So I'll go dig up those 2 other cabbages and maybe we'll put the other ones at my in-laws' house. So we'll get those over watered and over to Jay's mom's in her rock garden. And I've been pulling off these leaves here. Do you see with, I think it's leaf miner on my grapevines? We had it really bad last year. So I've been trying to pull off all the leaves that have it and putting them in the trash can so that those little larvae or whatever they are will not hatch or not get out of the leaf and do more damage. But if anybody has an idea what to do about leaf miner in your grapevines, I know that there's a wasp you can use, but I don't want to buy, we bought ladybugs once and I don't know if I want to buy bugs, but what we can maybe bring in to attract them. Anyways, okay, so we have some serious problems here with our pots. This one, because it stayed cold for so long and I couldn't put any annuals in it, except for pansies, of course, that didn't care about the cold, and also columbine, which is right there, which isn't blooming anymore. And I just stuck some onions in it because I wasn't ready to plant my garden. And now it just looks like a giant spider crawling out. I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm going to fix that pot. And don't even look at my dead orange tree that did not make it through the winter, along with I have another lemon that didn't make it. It's probably my third lemon that I've tried to overwinter in the house and I'm not successful at. So I'm gonna fix that pot right there with the onions, put those maybe back into the garden and maybe refresh it with some annuals. Okay, I'm gonna be adding some different flowers to that, probably cleaning that out. I don't have a lot of annuals, so I'm gonna have to wait, but I'm gonna tear those up, and Jay is over here working on the on the greenhouse, so he'll be sawing, and you might see a little squirrel over here who keeps coming up to him. Maybe a new Gertie. Okay, this thing's not doing very well. I think we pay a lot for it, but I think that it wasn't very well watered at the place. And we love these. They get really tall with the big poof balls. Prince Tut. And I'm not sure if my pansies have any hope because of the heat, but I'm gonna take them and put them in another pot in the shade, maybe. Can always try. Somewhere. I'm making a mess.
That's what gardening's all about. Great.
Yep. Okay, and then I'm going to probably remove, this is a hanging basket, and I did not plant pink, but somehow got pink. So I'm going to put it in this pot over here because it's taking over this basket. And I wanted the purple. All of these dead flowers off. You don't want to just pull the dead. I'll pull you close and show you. You don't want to just pull off the dead flower. You actually want to pinch it down here so that the energy doesn't go to making seeds. The energy goes to making more flowers. Okay, so here is, well, here's Dutchie, but she's always with me. Here is the hanging basket. It will completely fill out, especially I've got some liquid fertilizer in this pot right here, and I'm gonna pour it on there. And then this will cascade both the sweet potato vine and the petunia will totally cascade all over the place. And this one will get really, really tall. I mean, really tall. And then these two will cascade. And I think right now, really quick, I'm going to grab some of this grass. So in the last year, I had this beautiful cascading grass that is an annual, and it actually will come out of the pot and just kind of cascade all over. And I was gonna have to buy some new, and when I pulled out the old, I realized it reseeded itself. So I have like 8 plants in here that I can put in different pots. So I'm gonna put one of those, I think, maybe cascading right off of here. And then I have to clean up my mess. I made a huge dirt mess. So, but I'll do that and get everything cleaned up. Okay, everybody has been so kind and commenting about their jasmine when we showed Jay's mom's star jasmine plant that we had in the ground and said we were going to lift it because of our winters. I wanted to show you our jasmine. This is probably about 4 or 5 years old, and we did have it outdoors. Planted actually in this area here, which is a little bit protected. I think it was right here. And in the winter we wrapped it in straw and burlap and kind of had it all protected, and it died back all the way to, I think it had 3 leaves on it, and then it kind of came back, but it had a hard time. So we have carried it into our house every year. And each year it does less and less. It's not doing so good, but it's starting to get some new growth. But we're at the point, this pot is so heavy. And in fact, this time Jay was carrying it out and it broke. So we may be planting this in the ground this year and trying it out. I don't know, it might be worth buying a new plant and then figure out what we're gonna do with it this winter. We'll see. Thanks so much for all your comments. Jay's over here doing a little trellis for
the grapevines.
I can't even see you.
Now that we have heat, they've kind of gone nuts. So it's
Let me get in there and see.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh wow.
It's kind of went bananas.
And they need to climb all the way up to this, so they needed a little help.
We got to get a trellis on here, so. And
well,
this one matches the ones on the other side by the pergola, so that works.
And why else are we doing these things behind trees and under covers? Like I'm underneath not the pergola, the patio, because it is 90 something degrees.
It's almost 100. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 98.
And too hot to be out. So we're also, people can ask, we have this problem with our quaking aspens every year. We've tried all different kinds of things and they get these little spots. They said it was from overwatering, so then we try not to water too much. Then we think it's a bug. Then I don't know. We just have given up, right?
Yep.
So, hey, there's a ladybug though. I found a ladybug. Where did she go? I don't know if I can
She's right
find
there.
her.
She's right there.
I see her. Oh,
Down
you
there.
got another one.
No, there's one down there. So that's good. They're taking care of any aphids.
Okay,
So,
good.
Pretty exciting stuff when you start
That's
seeing ladybugs.
one reason why we don't like to spray, because I want to keep the good, beneficial
The good
bugs.
ladybugs.
Yep. And then I'm under the patio. Jay usually does all of the staining, but I needed shade. So I am here under the patio. Here's Jay with the fan going. Staining.
When it's warm, you do whatever you got to do to stay in the shade and make it cooler.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. So I'll get this done.
You ready?
Yep. Okay, we're gonna put that in place. Let me walk around this way.
Put that screw hole in. Oh, I see.
Can you get the rows like as far forward as possible?
Yep. Should be able to just pull on it.
Do you want my help?
It's gonna have to go between it right here. We'll have to take some up the back side and some up the front side.
Okay.
I'm trying to find where oh, there it is right there. I want to try to get it lined up to where it was at. I'm not kill any of the other plants in the meantime. Oh, I see where it's at right there. There we go. Okay, let me go get my drill and those screws.
That looks a lot better stained.
Yeah.
Now,
Better than that natural wood color.
I'll go get my gloves and
Yeah, you're gonna have to feed.
I can use that green tape stuff to kind of pull it up to get it started.
Yeah, the heat's really been having havoc with these. Look at that.
Yeah.
And right here.
Whew.
Right here. It's
Yeah.
cooking them pretty good today, but
Yeah.
at least this matches the rest of what we got going on. So
Okay, awesome. Thank you, sweets.
yeah, I'm gonna switch to the greenhouse.
Okay, thanks,
Yeah.
love.
Yep. Get your funky shoes out of the way first.
Those are not funky
Those
shoes.
are clogs. I cannot stand clogs.
Those
are actually hippie clogs. Look at, they have flower. What is it, flower power?
those are gardening shoes so that you can hose them off. He hates my shoes.
How about just black shoes or brown shoes or white shoes.
Okay, people, I need your help here. Tell them those are really cute shoes because you can hose them off for the garden. They're gardening clogs.
It says they're sloggers. So they're not only cloggers, but they're sloggers.
Okay.
Oh, okay, now that's funny.
Okay, now what are you going to do?
I am going to, for the second time, dig the garden soil, potting soil out of your raised bed, put it in the wheelbarrow.
You don't have to use foul language because you were using it in your head.
No, I didn't say anything. I'm just trying to state the facts that I have to move this for a second time. And then we're going to put it on the side where it gets some sun instead of no sun. It doesn't grow anything.
Which would probably fry everything over there too.
Well, it is what it is.
We can move it a fourth time if I don't like that.
Third time's a charm. So we'll just move it around the corner and put it down the side and we'll hope for the best.
Okay, I'm going to put it on time lapse.
That sounds great.
And I'm really, really hot, so I don't want to help you.
That's fine. I'll do it. I just get the sprinkler and douse myself and keep getting after it. Plus,
Okay.
I got my body armor, so.
Okay, love you.
Love you too.
Okay, now we're taking out the water, kind of draining that.
For the third time.
Okay. It's only the second time.
Oh, second time. No, we're headed to where it's going to be in the third place.
Yeah, but this is only emptying it and draining it.
We're just
the second.
spreading the wealth. We're just spreading the wealth. That's what we're doing.
I think of it like furniture. Gotta just keep moving it until you find that good spot.
Man, you and my mom are a lot alike. She likes to move furniture too. Yours is just gardening stuff. Hers is actual furniture.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, as soon as that drains, we'll move it.
Hey everybody, this is the ending of our video. Jay, Krista, Sadie forever coming at you, and we have had one heck of a day.
It's hot. And I even went and took a shower and I came back out here and I'm like, I think I need to go get another shower. It's so hot. It's sticky.
She's kind of wimpy when she gets sticky. When she gets sticky,
yes.
It's okay.
But we had a good day. We did a lot and we got out early.
Mm-hmm.
You even got Dutchie shaved.
She's quite the interesting looking dog now. But she feels cooler though, especially now that it's 100 degrees today. So
yep, and
it's a little toasty out here.
We did a lot of projects where we had to correct a lot of things, and that is because we haven't been home or if we've been home, we've been really busy. So we haven't.
We just haven't had the time.
Yep. And this video is actually going to post before another video that I'm still putting together, and that was this weekend. We had my family and all of my relatives here for my dad's 80th birthday.
Yep.
And there hasn't been time because I jumped right back into sewing, and then you had a quick day off and we needed to do some yard work badly on some of these things.
Yeah,
Yep.
Today was project day. Let's get the stuff in the yard done.
Yep.
And we had to dig up some Virginia creeper for my mom, some of those plants. I needed to work on the roof on the greenhouse. We needed to get the raised bed
moved
Yeah.
again.
We needed to get the
which he's complained about.
the other trellis stained and mounted back up over by the climbing roses.
We did a lot of weeding.
It's been a lot.
Started early this morning, about 7 a.m., 6:30, 7 a.m., weeding the front flower bed.
Does anybody else deal with wild morning glory? I mean, this stuff is lethal. I mean, it just...
Our whole front flower bed, it's constant, so...
It's pretty intense stuff. So we were dealing with that and some
So
other plants.
I think that the main point of why we did this video, number one, we wanted to put together something really quickly that was easier to edit and that we could do today before I can get that other video up. But also, especially after talking to my sister and her being disappointed that her yard didn't look like my yard until she looked close and saw all the dead stuff and the weeds. I mean, when you look over the surface of things, you know, you can go, oh, your grass is greener than mine. But if you really get in close, you're gonna see that some of that green is weeds, some of that green is, you know, and some of the brown is plants that died. But we were really thinking about how in marriage, in being a parent, in gardening, I think the key is that you just keep trying, that you don't give up. And I think that's the important part here for this video, is that if you want a beautiful garden, take inspiration from fellow or your friends and family that have beautiful gardens. Go to some of these big, huge, beautiful gardens and get inspiration, but don't let them set you back and say, I can't do that. You need to just keep planting, and when something dies, tear it up and put something else in it. Keep mending the soil, amending the soil.
Yeah.
Keep after it. And if you have big failures in your marriage, keep trying, keep going after it. Let those failures fall away, just like a dead plant. Say, that's the past. Now let's buy a new plant and put it in there. Not a new husband, but new plant. But I really started to think, of all the sayings, and I looked one up by Thomas Edison, and he said, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. So if you've got a brown thumb and you have failed at something, just try one more time. Try it again, and then try again after that. Keep going. Keep planting.
And Krista and I have always said this in previous videos, like the last 100 videos, randomly. I've always brought it up is, marriage is like a roller coaster. You're always going to have your ups and your downs, but you can't mistake the down as the end of the ride. You're gonna have a high point in your marriage again. And sometimes, the high points outlast the low points, and sometimes it's the other way around, but you gotta hang in there. We're gonna be married 34 years, July 23rd of this year. We're gonna be together 36 years. We haven't made it this far because we've mistaken the down as the end of the ride. We just want to encourage other couples to just stay the course. Things do get better. Things do get better. It takes a lot of work for marriage, just like in the garden, just like in our yard, just like shaving Duchess. It was a lot of work. She did not want to have anything to do with those pet clippers, but she just is feeling a lot better, aren't you, Duchess? Yep.
She says I'm a little itchy with all the...
She's feeling a lot better.
with all the little hair all over me. It's like a haircut makes you itchy.
Yep. But I mean, you just gotta hang in there. We just want to encourage everyone, whether you're in your marriage in a down season or an up season, or if you're struggling in your garden or with projects,
Or parenting.
Just hang in there. Or your kids,
If you lost it and you yelled at them, try again to be a better parent. Try, get up the next day and say, okay, today's going to be a better day. Learn some new parenting skills. Learn some new gardening skills. Learn some new skills for your marriage, for friendships, all of that.
One of my favorite sayings from the movie Elizabethtown, and it's one that we watch all the time, is the dad that passed away. His favorite saying was, if it wasn't this, it'd be something else. So
there's always going to be storms.
Exactly. And you can either crash into the waves or you can ride the waves. One of my old bosses a long time ago told me that. He says, you don't need to crash into the waves, just ride the waves. And it's true. It's all in your perspective. It's all how you look at things in life. I have a new job now, and I'll reveal what that is probably in one of the later videos. But it's outside, and it's in the heat, and it's not easy, but I plan on persevering. It's a season. We're in the summertime right now, and in the fall and the winter, it's going to be a little bit nicer weather. So, you just, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're working on, no matter what you're dealing with, you need to persevere. Because if you persevere, it's going to pay off.
Yep.
Big dividends. It's going to pay off. So we just wanted to encourage you guys today.
Yep. And when you put your raised bed in the wrong place for a second time, just have your husband dig it back out and move it again.
Exactly. For a third time. I am getting stronger because the compost and the garden soil and the potting soil are very heavy, especially after she just watered it.
Well, we either have too much sun, not enough sun, it's too cold, it's too hot.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It is what it is. It's all good.
It is what it is. Just plant something different.
If it wasn't this, it'd be something else. So.
Yeah, awesome.
It's all good.
And if it wasn't hot, it would be cold.
That's right.
So I was complaining that it was too cold just about a week ago.
Yeah, and somebody put a thing on Facebook. It says, for those of you who are complaining about the heat right now, just remember this, and it shows a picture of a car buried in like 5 feet of snow and no way to get to the car. So, things could always be worse.
It's just a season.
Things could always be worse.
And I love summer, so I'm grateful.
Yeah, it's not always going to be 100 degrees outside, and I know it's a little harder to work out in the heat, but once the sun starts going down, it cools down to about 80, and then, it's a little bit more tolerable to work out. And we don't get dark till about 10 o'clock at night anyway, so we can stay out here till about 10.
Yep.
So
and that's why we got up, and I pretty much gardened in my jammies.
Yep.
Does anybody else garden in your jammies?
I don't.
I did.
Yeah, I know. I saw you did. I was like, what on earth? But it's okay.
Oh, well. And videotape it.
It is what it is.
Hey, you gotta be
You know
bold.
what? People go to Walmart in jammies. There's no reason why you can't garden.
It was in my backyard, even though I was
It's all
videoing.
good. Yeah. It's all good.
Oh, well.
It's all good.
We're going to go cool down inside.
Yep.
And let Dutchie go inside, even without her fur. She's grunting around behind us, and like, it is really hot out here. Why are we still out here?
Even without her fur. I mean, she still has fur, but it's like short now.
Oh.
She's not beautiful, long, flowing fur like she was. She was like miserable. It was like us being in a fur coat outside. You know how hot that would be, so
yeah.
She's feeling better. She looks better.
So, well, we hope you all have a wonderful week. And from our marriage to your marriage, and from our doggy to your doggy, I'm Krista.
Jay.
And this is Say I Do Forever, helping you say I do forever, and doing a little gardening along the way.
That's right, and projects.
Lots of projects.
That's right. Can't wait to tell you about the next one.
Love you all. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you in the next video. It's so hot.
You're a wussy.
It's so hot.
She's a funny lady.
It's can do the vlog all by yourself.
That's fine. Hey everybody, Jay. Christa's in the background saying forever coming at you. And this is my monologue. You're so funny. Oh boy. Okay, she's saying it's so hot. Notice how dark my skin is compared to hers. I love the outside. I love the heat. She's miserable. She's pale. See? She's pale. So she doesn't like to be outside all that much.
I love to be outside.
In the heat.
I don't like to be outside in the heat.
In the heat.
I'm like, okay, wait, can we be done?
Well, I only get one day off this week. So.
I know, and why did it have to be the one that's 98 degrees?
Well, the rest of them are pretty warm too, so.
Okay.
Anyway,
let's
Jay,
try
Christa,
this. Wait.
just want you guys to remember, when times get tough, never give up. Stick to it. Stick to the plan. Never give up. Never lose hope. You're always going to make it through. It strengthens you. It restores you. It builds your character. Just remember that. Don't ever give up. Christa and I, about 25 years ago or so, we were going to give up. And I'm glad we didn't. Because here we are, July 23rd, we're going to celebrate 34 years married, 36 together. So, God willing that we make it that far, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm glad that we stuck through the hard times. Always remember, just like I said earlier, life too, but marriage is like a roller coaster. You're always going to have your ups and your downs, but don't mistake the downs as the end of the ride.